Welcome back to Exploring Whiskey. I'm Kevin.
Hey, I'm Adam.
So we are now on to our, fourth episode of
Yeah.
Exploring Whiskey Cocktails. So this is where we are taking the exploration of whiskeys. Instead of just, sampling a new whiskey and talking about the notes, let's take whiskey and make it into a cocktail.
Yeah.
So with it being the middle of July, and I'm not sure where you're at, but it's probably pretty hot. We've decided to kind of go into those seasonal drinks of something that's more, it's going to be a refreshing drink. It's going to have a little bit of a sweetness, definitely a lot of ice, cool, all nice and cool down.
Yep.
And so what are we doing today?
This one we're going to do a paper plane today. So I've it feels like this is a drink that came out in 2007. Even though it's a long time ago, compared to the 1800 drinks we've been making, this is a newer drink.
It's a very new drink.
I was gonna say I've only really seen this as a staple on menus for the last maybe 3-4 years. If you go to like speakeasies or places that are really made for craft cocktails, they're going to be on the menu. But this is something I'm seeing that's coming up on menus in the summer and just way more prevalent. It's happening way more.
Yeah, so. And there's a little history. We'll get into that after Adam. I'm not going to say we. After Adam crafts the cocktails, we'll get into a little bit of the history there. But this is definitely really new with a very an interesting nod to some history though.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through. It is a little bit different than those old cocktails that we were putting together.
Yep.
So it's not quite the traditional spirit, sugar, ice, and bitter. A little bit different.
Yeah, we got a couple liqueurs involved. We've got something that it might be one of those things that you're going to specifically go out to get to make this cocktail.
Right.
But you can do a lot of other things with this. So this is not something bad to have as a staple in your bar at all.
All right, so we got our whiskey.
Yep.
And this is a particular whiskey. This is the Rieger whiskey, and it's based out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep. Kansas City.
And the only reason you picked that was...
There's some Oloroso sherry in there.
Right.
Blended. It doesn't tell you exactly how much they put in there,
right.
But it's delicious. It's a nice,
it's a really nice whiskey.
It's got a nice little, It's
for
nice.
Not an area known for whiskeys.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it might not be common in your area, but it's, I see it all over the place in the South. And in Nashville and around in Tennessee, I've seen it in a couple places.
Yep.
So.
And then we got 2 Italian liqueurs.
Mm-hmm.
So Aperol is all over Italy. The spritzers is like the thing to have in Italy. But it's 11% alcohol, I think. So it's just a touch of alcohol. What's the flavor? I mean, what's the flavor that you would get off of that?
It's a citrusy, bitter. It's really cool. It's a very interesting flavor.
So that's kind of your bitters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this drink is, I gotta say, it's one of the most balanced drink of it. You get your bitter, you get your sweetness from your Amaro. Your bourbon sort of just plays in between those things, and then you have your nice sour with your lemon juice.
Right, and then the Amaro,
the Nonino.
Yes, that's just a totally interesting thing. That liqueur right there has nods back to grappa and brandy kind of mixed together with botanicals, so it's kind of like a gin.
Yeah, there's thyme, wormwood in there.
Yeah.
So
and if you've never heard of grappa, so grappa started when the royals and all the elites used to drink all the wine, but all was left was the rinds of the grapes after they smashed them all down and got all the juice out of them. They ferment that, and that's grappa.
Yeah.
So.
And it's got a kick.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a kick. The guide in Italy, when he introduced me to grappa, he was just like, he says in a very strong Italian accent, which I'm not going to try to reproduce, it's like drinking a cat. It's all warm and fuzzy, and then it claws all the way down.
That's awesome.
So that's grappa.
Yeah.
And then we got a little freshly squeezed.
Didn't want to waste your time watching me squeeze lemon juice, but you don't have to use freshly squeezed. You can use anything. It's not.
You're going to notice the difference as much as you did with the.
I mean, not quite as much
Smash?
as with the smash or with other drinks that you're muddling rind and getting that sweetness out of the oils. but you're going to notice the difference. Just fresh ingredients just across the board with
a
anything
difference.
you do make a difference.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I'm going to head out and let Adam make this drink.
All right. The paper plane. So 4 ingredients here, all blended the same way. We use 3/4 ounce of each of the ingredients. So today we're doing a Rieger Kansas City whiskey with a little bit of the Oloroso sherry. I think it's going to blend really well with the ingredients. We're using Aperol, Amaro Nonino, and lemon juice. So 3/4 ounce of each. It's a very simple drink to make. Start with a whiskey.
So this is an American drink. So obviously they're used to using American whiskeys and things like that. But could an Irish work in that?
I think it really could, especially that thing that you brought over today.
That's a Scotch.
That's I think that Scotch could really do well in this as well. I mean, with that sweetness.
Yeah. So as long as it's a sweeter whiskey.
And I don't think necessarily it has to be sweet. I've had some barrel strength. I've had some cast. I've had some really high proof paper planes as well. I think it's just using whiskey and bourbon that you like. That's the thing about, I think, with cocktails too. Don't just use your cheap stuff for the cocktails. Use your things that you really enjoy, or things that people go, "Oh, do you taste the whatever in that?" Making cocktails, you will get those. You'll experience those, or you might get those notes that you're not getting just drinking them straight up.
Okay.
So right there, we want to, of course, shake this on ice. Again, a front to back shake. I'm looking for that shaker to cool, give that nice condensation on the outside. We know we're done. This drink is served in a coupe glass, traditionally used for champagne. No garnish. There you have it. Paper plane.
Well, there you go. Lovely.
Cheers.
Cheers, sir.
See what you think. So have you had one of these before? Have you ever had it?
No, I have not.
All right.
That's a lot of different flavors.
Yeah. Right?
The lemon's there. But
lemon's
there's
there. some
other stuff.
Yeah. You're getting this. You're getting the bitter, that bitter Aperol.
Right.
You're getting the sweetness of this of the Nonino.
And that whiskey, man, it's almost not apparent.
Yeah. I thought this was going to be a little bit more, I guess,
It's hard to
forward
nose,
with the
too.
Oloroso, but yeah,
It's hard to nose in this glass.
there's
It's
it's
not
just
as
surface level. Yeah.
aromatic
Yeah.
as like the whiskey smash or
Oh yeah.
some of those other drinks. Or I mean, the old fashioned, that aromatic note that you get from that one.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything you've done so far is very aromatic as you go in. It doesn't have a
No.
really strong note to it going in because you're not getting a lot of essential oils out of any herbs.
Yeah. And because it's equal parts, there's not that much, of your bourbon in there. You're getting such equal parts.
3/4 of an ounce.
Yeah, that's
Very
it.
little.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I'm going to assume that's the Aperol. There's a lot of a bitter note in there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, they play off each other, but you're getting most of the bitterness.
There's a
from that
lot of
Aperol.
a bitter note, and you're getting, the lemon is, kind of got a little bit of that sour note in there too. So, because there's no sugar in that lemon, right?
Yeah, nope.
So the only sugar you're getting is from the whiskey or from the Amaro.
The whiskey and the Amaro. Yep.
Very nice.
That's true. But yeah,
It's
this
not
is
as-
easily turning into my before dinner drink. Like it's that you have that aperitif kind of. It leads you into other things. It sort of, for me, it opens up my stomach and I'm ready.
Get you
to
ready.
Go.
Get
Gets
you
me
ready to
for
go.
The next thing. It's ready for that first appetizer. Or this is slowly turning into my.
It's
I mean,
nice.
I'm not going to drink 6 of these. in a
No,
night,
this
by
is
far.
probably a 1 or maybe 2 if you had light hors d'oeuvres.
Yes.
If you were decided to do some, charcuterie or something before dinner.
Oh yeah.
I could see doing 2 of these over that. But
Yep.
once you get really into a meal, I think the meal might wash this out a little bit. It's a really light palate to it.
It is.
It's nice though. It's very
It is.
nice.
Yeah, and it evolves a little bit as you drink it. You'll get notes of sweetness. You'll get more sour, more bitter.
All right, so you said the paper plate is relatively new, and I kind of hinted that it has some history as well.
Yeah.
All right, so talk about this.
Yes.
Why is it new?
So it's new. It's a sort of a riff on an older drink called the Last Word. Prepared very similar with proportions, but different. It's so the Last Word's made with gin, green chartreuse, a maraschino liqueur, and lime juice.
That's right.
So it's very green. It's got this. It looks awesome. It's a light green cocktail, and it's served with a nice red cherry on top.
Okay.
So this is kind of a play on that. And the person who developed it, I guess it was two individuals that sort of came up with this drink. Sasha, Petraske, I believe was the name, and Sam Ross. Most of the people attribute it to Sam Ross. I think pretty much.
Well, he's the one
I've
that
read.
took it to New York.
Yeah,
Is
I think
that
he's the
right?
one that took it to New York.
Yeah.
And,
So they came up with this at Milk and Honey in Chicago,
Yeah.
and then somehow got it over to New York, and it became a huge craft cocktail thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you said, the speakeasies became a huge deal in like the Northwest,
Yep.
like Seattle and that whole scene. So
Yeah.
really became a big deal really fast.
yeah,
It's kind of it's a different drink.
it is. It's there, and you have It's your
Not overly
non-traditional.
difficult though.
No, it's super simple to make. I mean, and especially having the equal parts. I mean,
Yeah.
you can bang these out really fast and easy. It might not be a drink for everyone if you're not a fan of some bitter and some sweet, and you might.
Yeah.
It might not be your favorite drink. I love it. I just think it's one of the most balanced cocktails, especially whiskey drinks I've had. You get everything. I can taste the sweetness, the sour, the bitter.
Yeah.
I love it. Really, really, really enjoy it. Yeah, apparently Sam Ross was listening. He was a big fan of M.I.A. and the song Paper Planes. I can imagine side work and just listen to that song over and over again, and just this sort of drink just came out of nowhere. Yeah, of course we can't play that song because
No,
of
that would be copywritten, and we'd get pulled off of YouTube's. So
just watch Pineapple Express. There's a certain part of the movie you'll know exactly what it is when you see it. So yeah.
Well, that is a great cocktail, and I think a really good summer cocktail. If you're doing a little bit of a little meal before the meal, a friend of mine used to always say, and I'm sure it's a quote from a movie, and I don't know where it's from, but appetizers, the food that you eat to make you more hungry.
Yeah.
I know it's from something. I don't know where it's from, but he used to say it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, this is right in line with that. You have this because it'll help you eat more.
Yeah. It'll bring you into the
And
rest of the
drink more.
night. Yeah. Yeah. It'll lead you into your next drink, lead you into your next bite of food, and
I think that's a great cocktail. I think it's a really good summer cocktail. We still have, we're still just in July, so we do have a couple more summer cocktails to come down the pipe before we start to shift into the cooler weather fall stuff.
Yeah.
I know you started to think through a whole lineup for the various seasons, so we'll get to all those, but I want to say thank you very much for coming and watching Exploring Whiskey Cocktails, episode 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop doing the episode numbers at some point. It's just, putting it in the back of my head.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, comment on the video, and let us know what you want to see. Maybe there's a particular cocktail you've thought about trying. You maybe kind of afraid to get into it. Let us know. What
Yeah.
you think.
Yeah, we'll do some research. We'll find out, we'll do some experimentation, which is the fun part of cocktails is,
Best part.
wow, that whiskey didn't quite work, or we need to do a different fruit, or that's the best part. So
Exactly.
we look forward to that challenge. If you like this episode and you want to see more of them, we really appreciate if you hit that little thumb button down at the bottom.
So yeah, if you like what you see, subscribe, hit that like button, and let us know what you think. Comment down below, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Cheers.